Well, first and foremost, obviously being named captain is incredible honour. I've been fortunate enough not to do it in the one days and the T20s, but Test cricket is just something special about it, and it's just that extra bit of honour. In terms of my position, obviously the last Test match we went with a different combination with, I think, JP. They needed a bit of spin option. So, I'm not looking too much into that. I need to be playing Test cricket. That's simple as that. And I need to perform to make sure, just as anyone else, that my performance takes care of that first. So that's the first priority. So it's an important series for me personally to try and make a stake again in that middle order and be a powerful batter in our batting lineup, because we need all of our senior players to fire in a series like this. So yeah, performance obviously plays a huge role. But the captain thing is, I'm just stepping in, as you said, for AB, and with Hashim want to focus on his batting. That's he scored 200 in that 200, 100, 100 in that last series, so I think he's pretty happy there. So I'm very happy to take over the captaincy. It's something I love doing, especially Test cricket. It's that extra bit of mind games and plan against the batter and try and plan to how to get them out. So I'm really excited about that. And really looking to make some contributions with the bat as well. India was tough for us as a batting unit, and it left a few scars. And I think you can look at the same thing that's happening now with Australia. That they're in that same position now in Sri Lanka, and as a batter that affects you. Before that series, we were a powerhouse batting attack, and that made a few, like I said, it had a few scars. So now it's a new season. We can just focus on the strength of our batting again. Obviously, the only way you can do that is by putting runs on the board. We've been practicing really hard, and the guys are looking in a good space. Obviously, AB leaves a bit of a hole. He's also a huge member in our Test lineup. But even if you look at his statistics over the last period, that India definitely had a bit of an effect on all of us. So I think it's just nice now that season is done and we can focus on a new season. And hopefully this is a good season to come, especially for the batters. Yeah, both is fit, and both will play. Obviously, massive two bowlers for us, and I think we will be the first to say that we saw that when they weren't there against England. You cannot replace experienced bowling attack. If you take a Saudi or a Bolt out of New Zealand or a Anderson and a Broad out of England, it's just a different team. Guys that can relentlessly bowl good areas for a long period of time, there's no substitute for that in Test cricket. Young bowlers can come in and do well in any other format, but I think especially in Test cricket, experience is really important. Obviously, we have KG, who's blown into the scene, who's just a real good talent. So especially if you can play the two of them, I think the three of them will be a real powerhouse and a force to reckon with going forward. Generally, the history of Kingsmead shows you that spinners can do well here. It's obviously a different time of the year, so we're all pretty unsure of what to expect. But the history tells you that a spinner can play a role in these conditions. Steyn has also been bowling really well, so he puts his name right there in the team.